Hello and welcome back to the Great White Builder. Here we are again today in the Great White North, and we're building the Rockies. And this one is going to be a big one. I'm going to be honest with you. It took a while. It took a while to workshop, and I'm excited to get it done though. It's going to be really cool. First things first, these guys are missing our power, so we need to get that fixed for them. So we did have our power turned down, so we're going to turn that back up to 100. Perfect. And now we are at our full power capacity. So we have quite a bit room to grow, which is awesome. And then we don't even have to worry about power for now. So that's the first fix that we're going to do. That was a lot. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited for this one, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, I've been talking about trains forever, I feel like, and we're finally going to be putting some trains in here. I'm pretty amped about that. Oh no, we have a fire at the high residence. Ha 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 ha. Wonder how the fire started. Yeah, we're gonna be doing some trains. I'm pretty amped about it. It's gonna be a whole thing. I want a train station down here in this area. And I did mention that before. And then I also want a train station up here so that people aren't forced to use this highway, because eventually we are going to build down here, so this highway will be pretty high capacity, and if we're like also transporting fucking logs and shit, then you know that's it's just not good. It's just too much, man. It's just too much. Let's get to that. We do have one fix that we have to make before we jump into that, and that is from Joshua Conley. So he said there should be a pedestrian connection from the path and the Costco. They have to walk all the way around right now, and that is super true, especially because, so he said that 2 episodes ago. And then last episode I deleted this connection. So I did not fix that at all. So we are actually going to, I don't love this connection, because now in order to get to Costco, one, you go here or you come here, which really doesn't make any sense. Like, why have this connection at all? And you have to come through like this like residential area right here. So these guys, what's their name? The cypress. You know, the cypresses have to deal with that, and that's just not fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this road back over here. Oof, I already ruined it. That's fine. Just something small, you know? And I don't love the way that looks, so we're gonna redo that. Perfect, just like that. And then I'm gonna add some more. I'm gonna add some more of these guys here. We'll turn on tree anarchy. And all right, we're just gonna leave it like this, because I'll try to figure it out afterwards. And then we're going to take out this road, because again, it doesn't make sense, especially if you can enter into the Costco right here. Why would you also be able to drive around the back of the Costco and enter over here? It just seems like kind of a pointless road. But we are going to upgrade this road to our parking lot roads. And that way it's not used as a cut through, because I'm pretty sure these roads are super slow. Yeah, these are 20. And these are 100. That's, whoa! You see that car? Lots of cars. What is going on with these cars, yo? Look at these butts. What? You know what? Maybe they had like a path and they just kind of wrecked it. Look at this bus coming around here. So this feels like it's a little fast. So I'm also going to fix this real quick. And I will address, I get so sidetracked, I'm so sorry. Okay, so let me not get sidetracked, and I'm gonna come over here, and we are going to make these path connections real quick. So we'll turn off anarchy. What is this? Toggle road bending, sure. We'll put this here, and then we'll bring this over here, and then we'll connect up there. Perfect, and I'm also gonna make a connection right here as well. And that way people can walk around, and it's just a nice little area over here. It'll take out some of these trees, and because tree anarchy spawns in every single time, we might have trees in the road where they don't belong, but I don't see any right now. I would actually think that there would be trees in here, because in the last episode we did that, but well, whatever. For whatever reason, they're not there, and that's okay. Seems like the highs Oh no, now it's the holly. So it went from the high to the holly. That's funny. Okay, so let's build these train stations. Now I'm pretty excited for this. I think what I'm going to do is, because I want this to be running for as long as possible, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this train station first over here, because this is the one that's going to take forever. And we're gonna, yeah, so we'll start with this one. And then we'll move on to the cargo train station up here. And then we will add a passenger train station. I had mentioned earlier that I wanted to add it here, but I don't think I'm gonna do that because we're gonna have this as our high-rise downtown area. And I definitely want a train station for that. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a train station down here. We're gonna end up turning this road into a collector, and it will come all the way down here and then meet up on our train station and look real cool. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's start with our train station over in our public works area. So firstly, we're gonna come over here, make sure that everything's working cool, and we're gonna connect up that road, and then we're gonna come all the way down here. And now there's a rock here, but we're not gonna worry about it. We're gonna come down 30 units. We're gonna come over 20 and then back up. And of course, we have our tree anarchy on. Somehow always have it on, even though I turn it off. We'll take out the trees because that's bothersome. And now we will finally add our first train station. And I am so excited. And now we're gonna hit this rock. And you know me, I don't love hitting rocks and destroying them. So we're gonna move this rock over here. And now if you forget to turn to bend around this corner, oh, I guess you won't hit the rock. I guess if you put the rock there, you would hit it, but. Okay, so now we can add the train station. Perfect. And let's get this hooked up with power and water right off the bat. Okay, cool. And now we can connect this up. So what I want to do is I want to run a railroad right along parallel to this highway, and we're gonna meet it up with right here, and then we're going to have the other side, if it wants to go this way, we're gonna meet that up right over here or possibly over here, but we do need to fix this one as well. So for the time being, because we're just exporting, we're gonna be exporting these what are they? These unique factory products. We're only going to be shipping these out. So we're just going to deal with this one railroad, and that's just going to kind of be it. And that's going to be okay for the time being while we figure everything else out. So let's go into our railroads, or train tracks, and into our intersection marking tool, and we'll come over to our create parallel mode. And now we are going to create parallel along our highway. So we'll hit tab to go to the other side, and we'll bring it all the way across here. And now for whatever reason, I think it's these props, but I can't actually grab the road over here, so I have to grab it this far away for whatever reason. So now we'll hit plus, we'll get it over, what is this, 21 meters? That makes sense. I kind of want it to be even. Oh, no, I lost it. Okay, let me grab that again. We're actually going to go over 25 meters. That seems a little bit more realistic. And then we're just going to click enter. And now we have this. So we have disrupted the river. And before we start getting flooding, we'll come into our train tracks. We'll turn on this thing. We'll turn on our bridges. We'll upgrade anarchy, upgrade right here. Perfect. Awesome. And that flows perfectly with the highway. I really like the way that looks. And now what we have to do is we have to delete this track. No, don't want to do that. Perfect. And we'll delete up to about here, but we probably, that's probably a little too far away if I'm being honest. Turn off anarchy, and we'll go into normal or unmodded road placement. We'll turn back on our road guidelines, and we'll come straight. We'll actually turn off collision for this rock right here. So this is not completely straight. We'll bring it to... Okay, so we'll bring it about here. Does that look normal? Yeah, it looks pretty normal. Cool. And then we're just going to have it meet up with this road here. So we'll turn back on collision. And I actually am going to turn on anarchy, and we're going to come in roughly here. So we'll have a little bit of an overlapping under the over the highway, but I think that that's okay. And then we'll come into our node controller, and maybe we'll have to take out that node. And then it actually looks pretty fine just like this. I'll bring it out a little bit, but I really don't think we need to. See, I might have actually ruined it already. And cool, I think that looks really nice. And now we have trains that can load up. Oh, not yet. So we'll come into our railroad again. And with our freeform tool, we'll come down here, turn back on our road guidelines, or all of them. And we'll just make a nice, easy connection right here. Perfect. And I love the way that that looks. That looks really, really cool. The only thing that I don't love is this railroad track right here. And if you don't know how to change the railroad tracks on the vanilla or any train terminal at all you do is you come into your network multi-tool, you come into unlock segment, and then you just unlock this entire segment and you upgrade the railroad track. So with anarchy on, you just upgrade the railroad track. And then what you have to do is relock this. Because if you don't, it will mess things up. Basically, if anything moves or if anything weird happens, and if you have a modded game, that will obviously happen, it will say that there's no railroad connected to it, even though it clearly looks like there is. So just remember to lock back that up. So you know that it's locked when you hover over it with the locking and it's green, because it says click to unlock, click to lock. So if it's yellow or orange, it's not locked. If it's green, it is locked. Perfect. So now we have this track able to leave. So if we see it's operating normally, perfect. We don't have anybody leaving yet, but that's okay. We do need to hook up over here. So what we're going to do is these tracks are one ways. So kind of like the highway that used to be here and was right here. I wonder if we can find a piece of that highway segment. Yes, right here. So kind of like these highways where they're actually highway ramps. And then I have upgraded them to a regular 2-lane highway. These railroad tracks right here are one ways. So that's usually fine. And I really like the aesthetic of it. It looks super visually appealing. It looks awesome, to be honest with you. But we can't really do anything with it, because if I wanted to connect up with this railroad, so any railroad that is going, we're going to call this north, any railroad that's going north, I would have to send another railroad over and around here, and that just doesn't really make sense. We would much rather just reconnect it up here. So I'm going to delete this one, unfortunately, upgrade this railroad to a 2x2 or 2-way or whatever they're called, and then we can make our connection. We're going to turn off collision for this just in case. I don't want to take out any rocks or anything. So bear with me. Oh, these are all underground. LOL. So that should be good now. We are going to see this, which looks pretty bad. But maybe I can put a rock over it, one of the ones that we did not take out, and pretend that it doesn't exist. Perfect. Look at that. And we have trains moving, so we know that things are working as they should. Awesome. So you will see right here, there's a bunch of houses drowning symbols. So the reason why is because the creator of this asset used walkways, like paths, as the beach. So pretty like interesting idea. I think this one is the exact same. So if you go into move it, like we can click any of these. I just realized this. So kind of cool, like a very interesting solution to the problem that he was probably coming up with. But we do not have such problems because we have Surface Painter. So we are going to delete all of these. And then we're going to go into our Surface Painter. We're going to bring the brush strength all the way down. And, oh, that's way too much. And perfect. Now it still looks like sand, and we have these rocks here, so we can bring this up. Perfect. Awesome. And now we have basically the same thing. We still have his path right here. But yeah, now it looks like this, and it looks pretty cool. So one more connection that we need to make over here is from this railroad right here. So, or this, whatever. See, just words sometimes, you know. This is a railroad track, but it's just, I don't know. It's sometimes, you know, words. All right, so let's come in here and let's do it. So let's turn off anarchy. Maybe we won't. Yeah, because we need to be at a 45. So we'll turn back on anarchy, and then we'll bring this out. Let's bring it. Let me see. Yeah, that's okay. We'll bring it out to about here. And this connection looks pretty good. We'll fix it, obviously, but for the time being. And then we're going to send this pretty much straight out to roughly... Let's turn on our terrains, actually. Let's see what we're dealing with. Let's bring it out to here. So I'll come out... I'll come out here. And for whatever reason, this is super low. So we are actually going to take our outside nodes and we are going to move them to terrain height. And then we'll come into our slope terrain tool, grab these two slopes, click enter, and now we have trees in our railroad. Fantastic. Love to see it. So now let's go back into our railroad and let's make this connection. So now this railroad, or these trains can go either left or right. They can go either out of the Rockies, or once we make this connection, they can go this other way and eventually up the mountain over to Thornton Forest Products, which I thought there were 2 R's in Forest. Let's make this connection over here. We'll take this out. Let's turn off anarchy on collision. Perfect. Awesome. And now let's see what's going on with these nodes. Take out these trees. Perfect. Let's go into node controller. Fix this to a middle. Whoa, a bend. Why does this look so ugly? Let's take these out. And let's fix this road for whatever reason. Okay, perfect. Cool. We can come into node controller. It seems like we have an extra node here. Oh, no, we don't. So we'll come into node controller and we'll just fiddle with these just a little bit. Oh. And I don't know, like, I might leave this. And if you absolutely hate it, then I will change it around. But I don't mind it. Like, if it works to me, you know, like not all the time. Obviously we want it to look semi-good, but we have our train tracks right here. Like it will work, it will function properly. Maybe this is too of a sharp turn, and maybe that's what we do. Maybe, yeah, actually I think I like that. Maybe that's what we do. So let's take this out. We'll come out of our bulldozer, we'll go into our node controller, we'll take this node, we'll make this a bend, and then we'll come back into our train tracks and we'll do a little bit of a smoother transition. We'll turn on anarchy and let's come right here. So I don't know if this is the same spot or not. Perfect. So I think that looks pretty nice. I think I fixed it. Perfect. Cool. Okay, so now we have this train track that is able to go left and right. Eventually this road, I want to meet this road up with our collector right here. So there will be an at-grade crossing, but for the time being, we are going to leave it. And now comes the super fun and not stressful part of building a train track that comes up the mountain up to Thornton Forest Products. Or insert funny forest name here. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna have to do while we're here is to find a place to put this cargo hub. So what I would like to do is, I like the 2-lane one-way industry roads for the cargo hub. I think they just work kind of nicely. And we're going to add a road that comes across here. Actually, no. So the first thing that we're going to do for this is to level out some terrain. So we'll come into our level terrain tool. We'll turn our brush size up just a little bit more. Like here's good. We'll turn our brush strength up. We'll come into our level terrain or our terrain tool. And now let's see. So there's a nice little pad right here, which is kind of nice. And we can expand it so that it can fit the train station. So let's do that. So with this tool, you use your secondary mouse button or your right click to find the train that you want. So we'll pick this one right here, and you notice that the train height moves, and then we'll just grab it and bring it around wherever we want it. So create a nice big pad right here. We go back and we have carved into the mountain a little bit, but we can soften that out once we've completed everything. So let's come with our road. We'll come out. Let's come out. This is going to be pretty big, and let's do 25. Now let's come up. We'll go 7, 7, 7. Is that 7? 7. We'll go straight, and then we'll come up here. So we'll come out. That's 8. We'll come down 8. And then straight into here. Perfect. So now we have a nice little roundabout circle here, and we can come into our cargo hub and we can place one right here. Perfect. So again, we've kind of carved into the mountain here. Don't love that because it probably wouldn't happen, but we're gonna leave it because we like carving into mountains. Okay, we like it. We like it. Let's terraform. We are God in this game, and that's okay. So I'm not going to hook this one up yet because we don't even have any rails. But we are going to come into our terrain tool, and we need to get from up here all the way down here. So I think the best way to do that is to kind of wrap around here and then stick with a contour line all the way around. We go in between this little mini valley right here, and then down this super steep slope. It's going to be like a little bit of a roller coaster. And then around, and we meet up here, and then we come around and we meet up over here. And then that way it gives a train or two length for right here. So hopefully we don't have too much train traffic. And yeah, so I like the way that that's going to kind of work out. Turn on our terrain tool again. So let's start here, and then we'll bring it up on this contour level. So we're going to come around. I believe so if we come down, I think we're going to stay here on this level. We'll go 3 from the green. And if I remember correctly, so 1, 2, yeah, so roughly 3 from the green. Or 1, 2, like 3.5 from the green. Or maybe just 2. Let's just do 2 from the green. And we'll slope and everything, and it'll all be fine. So we'll start here, and that will be our base point, and then we can come across. So now we're 3 from the green. We'll come over here, and we'll bridge over. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 from the green, and then we'll come across here. We'll wrap around. We'll stay on this contour line. And then now we start our ascent upwards. We wrap around here. We come up. Now let's actually come over here, and we'll get our curved road tool, and we'll use that to make a nice connection. And you'll be coming super slow around here anyway, so I'm not too worried if it's like a crazy turn. But now we come all the way down here, and we have this funny little ride, and now we're here. So I'm not going to level anything out yet or use our slope terrain tool or whatever. I just want to make these connections first. So again, we'll turn on these lines, even though at this point it's not as necessary. We'll come over here. So I want to make the connection right here. So we'll have to turn on anarchy for this. And we'll come around here. So this is where we are. So we'll come up to roughly here. We'll come over here and we'll go straight there. Perfect. So it doesn't look super great. Oh, and that's annoying. Cool. And now we'll do the same thing, but we'll start it over here. So let's go. We're gonna force to the ground. We'll turn on collision so that we don't take out that rock, because I love rocks. And of course now trees. And we'll come up to about here. Perfect. Cool. So let's take out these trees. We'll come down here, take out those trees. We'll go into our move it tool, and let's take out, these are buildings, I believe. Yeah, they are. Take those out. We'll bulldoze those. We'll bulldoze that one. Perfect. And now we have a road here. We'll take that out. And now that looks pretty good. Again, we can see down into the abyss of nothingness, but that's okay, because now we can't. And now what we can do is we can go into our slope terrain tool and we can look at these slopes. Now, I'm just going to warn you, these slopes are going to be intense. Okay, so don't let it affect your mental health. Okay, we got a cool 20. Let's even that out. A 3.6. That's totally doable. And this is a 2.9. That's actually awesome. I wonder if we can get this even better. Like a 3.6. Actually, I don't think so. Now, if you're a train guy or girl, and you want to like be like, yo, oh, that's why it's so low. Oh my God. Okay, that that makes way more sense. Don't love that. 7.9. Oh my God, look at that. That's insane, dude. Okay, so let's come over here. And let's start with this one. So first what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this. We'll even that out, so that's a -2. We'll bring this up to here. That's a 2.8. That's not bad. We'll bring this down to here. That's a 2.1. Let's see if we can even this out a little bit. That's a 3.4. Okay. 3.2. That's not bad. That's not bad. That is really not bad. We've definitely carved our way into the mountain a bit, but that's okay. 3.4. And then this will be a gentler 3. Actually, is this giving me troubles? Let's come into here. We'll turn this into a slope. We'll do that. Okay. And then let's see. Let's go back into our slope terrain. We'll grab here. We'll come down. 3.4. Cool. And then we'll come here. 2.7. 3.4. Awesome. Cool. So those are pretty good slopes, honestly. We have completely destroyed our landscaping, or our landscape, but that's gonna happen sometimes when you got the dynamite out and you're blasting through a ginormous mountain. you know, such is life sometimes. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into our soften terrain tool. We're going to turn our brush strength up. We're going to keep it pretty small. So we're going to smallen it. We're going to make it smaller. And we're just going to soften this a little bit. So this, obviously, like, it wouldn't be completely perfect around here. Ooh, we can also take this railroad and force it to the ground. We'll go to there. And then let's look at this side as well. Maybe what we do is we add a node in. Or we could just go from there to there. Perfect. Actually, I like that. Okay, so we'll come back into our soften terrain tool and we'll soften it around. Obviously, you know, we're not gonna dummy this little hill right here or this hill on the other side. But we are gonna make it look a little bit nicer. Then we can do this, and there is water here. It's very, very small, but there is some water, and I don't want to destroy the tiny lake that's over here, so we're not gonna go too crazy. We are gonna try to make this as realistic as possible. Obviously, that ship has already sailed. But we're gonna try our best, okay? We're gonna try our best. And so far, honestly, I'm liking the way that this is looking. I think this is really cool. Yeah, I think that this is quite nice. So we'll come over here, and now we'll come on this side. I'm not as concerned about softening right here, but I am more concerned about softening right here, because if you think, it would be like, this would be a giant lake at some point, or a giant pond or whatever. And I don't think that makes too much sense. So we're gonna turn our brush strength all the way up, and let's turn the size up as well. And let's just take this out. Perfect. So we'll turn it down again, and then I think that looks really nice. Yeah, so we'll leave it on this side. This will be a little bit of a fall off, but that's okay. Or a drop off, and that's fine. Again, such is life, it happens. So let's put our water pipes under this road, and let's see if this works. Awesome. And one thing that we have to do is we have to unlock this train segment and upgrade. Perfect. Awesome. Looks much better. And now we have to relock it. Amazing. Okay. Cool. So this should be functioning now. This should be functioning properly. We can give it a minute and see if any trains come down, and we can see where they're going. But it should be working. So let's turn up our speed a little bit and see if we start seeing trucks loading and start to see the train moving. Okay, so let's come into this train and let's see how steep this is. A little bit of a curve, but we're still picking up speed, so it's okay. And now we're coming around here. Right on, that's not too bad. And the slopes are pretty nice. It's even all the way through. We're going 150 clicks. You go 150K on a train? That's crazy, dude. No wonder the slopes have to be good. Now we come around here. Perfect. This beautiful, beautiful bridge. Awesome. I want to make sure. This is transporting cargo to the cargo train terminal on the other side. Awesome. So everything is working as it should. You love to see it. And now we come over here. Amazing. Look at that. Look at that mountain. Oh, I miss BC so much. Like like picture this, but real life. Oh, perfect. Cool. We made it. Awesome. That's really exciting. We have our first little train line. And now we can do passenger as well. So like I said, we're going to do it over here. We're going to do it a little bit different. We were going to do it here, but now we're going to do it over here because we're going to have a larger train station down here with a subway line. And then, yeah, and we're also going to have a subway line that kind of comes up over here and reaches this area. We haven't done any transit yet, which is kind of wild, but we will get to it. Don't worry, it's just not in the cards right now. So, like I mentioned before, this is a pretty busy street right now. So we are going to upgrade this to a collector. Let's see if I can find that road, our 4-lane, our 2U 4-lane road. And now let's upgrade this across. And I don't want to take out any homes. So we're going to turn collision off because I did do that in the past, and I don't love that. So there is no parking, but that's okay. So we'll bring it to here, turn collision back on, anarchy off. And now we can think about how we want our train station to look. So I think what we're going to do is, okay, so let's place down this train station, our regular train station. And now let's pull this up here. So we're gonna bring this about, that's way too close. Bring it about here. Cool. We'll bring it about here. We'll go back into this road and we will make our connection. So we'll have to come up a bit. We'll come up to about here and we'll come over. We'll actually go into our freeform tool. We'll come right here. We'll go straight across. And now we're going to make our connection across here. Perfect. And then we'll end this 4-lane right here because now we're back into suburbia. And we could make this come across, but I really don't think it's necessary. Now let's put our water pipes under the road where apparently they belong. I've never seen a water pipe though, so how do we even know that that's true? You know what I'm saying? So we do have parking over here, but I would rather add our own parking. So before we do that, I am going to bring this a little bit closer just to make it look slightly nicer. Awesome. Now we're going to come into our unique buildings because we do have ploppable concrete, or sorry, parking stalls. I think they're in unique buildings. Oh, here they are. So we'll add parking right across the street, right here. And let's take out the parking right here because I don't love it. And is there any invisible parking? No. Cool. So it is a little bare over there and over here, but that's okay because we are going to make this look a little bit nicer with some landscaping and really kind of jazz up the place. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to that now. So we'll go into here, bring up this, and bring this down. Let's make this I like making these solid numbers. I think they just look nicer. This is spacing. And it doesn't want to do solid for whatever reason. I'll add some of our generic pines over here, because if you do take the train in here, let's say you come from Ontario, you know, and we also have pines in Ontario, but you know, this is your first stop in the Rockies. You know, you've never been here before. We really want this place to look nice. You know, we want you from Ontario to say, why do I live in Ontario? And if you've ever asked yourself that question, know that you're not alone. Know that you are not alone. We'll go into our sugar maples here. And let's put a few more of these down. And just make this look kind of nice, you know? Awesome. I love it. I love it. I think it looks real nice. Perfect. So now when you come in here, you park your car, you have this nice little landscaped area. That looks really cool. It is bare over here. We don't even have this connected yet. So let's do that. We'll put on our road guidelines. We'll turn anarchy off. And now let's come over here. I love it. Perfect. Awesome. And now we have our train station. And the train station should be working. We only have one, so we don't have any intercity trains, but that's okay. And we can start to get this chugging along. And I think that looks really nice. You come in here, you have your snowboard in hand, and you're ready to go. It's really a shame that we can't make a ski hill, because that'd be sick. There is one like right here. I've never been. I want to go to Revelstoke. I want to go next year. I've been to Kelowna snowboarding, but not in Revelstoke yet. Apparently it's a great mountain. It's like the highest peak, I think, in BC. Pretty extreme. When they get good weather, they get good weather. So that is awesome. And I want to go snowboarding. Okay. So what I want to do now, we have a little bit of time left. I want to fix up this forestry industry. So we have an insane industrial demand. And I do want to make an ore industry because we need more factories. And we are going to make an ore industry. We have some flat land over here, but we do need to flesh this out a bit. So we are at almost full amount of workers. We need industry. So we have a little bit more space here. So if we go into our terrain, I'm going to move this rock. Classic, I know. Okay, so let's build these roads. And we'll turn on our terrain tool again. So we have a node here. And I think that that is what we're going to use. So we'll bring this down here. Perfect. And now we'll bring this down as well. We'll put it here. And then, so this does pop up a bit because we have not respected our terrain. But we are going to make our terrain respect us. And that is the great part about mods. Respect me. I love it. I love mods. They're so fun. Okay, so this is a ginormous block, so we are going to break these up a bit. But what we're going to do is we're gonna place some more buildings in here. We're going to see how much we need. So I do want to come in here, and even though we have a ton of forestry output, raw forestry output, we're going to add even more. So we're just going to add, I believe, 3 of these. Yep, perfect. So that fits. We'll change these to oak. Perfect. So now we should have a ton of raw forestry output. So we won't be able to see it yet, but we're outputting 32 of plain timber, 24 of paper, and 56 of raw forestry. So we want raw forestry down as low as possible because that makes the least amount of money. So that means that we need a few more engineers